Hello, Suru. Yes, of course. Just having some technical issues. Hello, Suru.
Oh no. Let me just mute
Yes,
myself.
of course. Just having some technical issues. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You know what? Let me just start. So basically, I'm just gonna in this specific live stream, I will make a fan. I didn't decide yet what to model, but we'll figure out together. Okay, so I'm searching for some fans. Let's see. By the way, do you hear me well? Is the audio good? Right. Let's see. I should have picked one before the stream. Okay, let's see which one. I do want to start with a simple one, but it might be boring. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this one. Here. Let me just download this. Save. Okay. I really don't need all this. Okay, I'm just gonna make a folder for the reference images. And this is for our object. Perfect. Just drag and drop the reference image. So we need more than one, so we can make it more accurate. Image as Alright, so I didn't even tell you the purpose of this video. So basically I wanted to practice more modeling and share with you some modeling techniques, and at the same time I get a bit more motivated to practice more, you know. And all the models that I create here are going to be available on my website, ngonx.com, for free, or you can, you know, buy it as well if you think it has some value. Right, let me just move this back. Let me know where you're joining from. Would be nice to know. So I would definitely start with the middle part here. Yeah. It's always good to analyze your model, your object, to make it correct at the first try. You don't want to randomly start. Alright, so I'll definitely start with the middle part here, but I don't see a good reference image. Let's see some other images. This one is good. This one is also good, so let's download this. Whatever. And this one. Okay, great. Oh, the browser is on the top. Just move the browser down. There you go. Damn it. Okay, so now you can see what I'm doing. Forgive me, this is the first time trying to stream with, you know. Alright, let's begin. So, yeah, the first thing you need to know is whether you're gonna model this in a high poly model or low poly model. So in my case, I'm just gonna do a high poly model, because this is what I think most of the people would want to have. Only if you're deciding to have some models for AR or VR. Okay, just adjust. All right. Probably add the shortcuts. Probably move them in the center. No. Not sure about that. Let's give it a green color. There you go. Okay. Scale this down a bit. Simply follow the path. Follow the reference image. Hi, motorcycle. I'm pretty sure that's not your name. I think this is Russian, right? I don't speak Russian. If you can translate this for me, please. Let me know where you are from, where you are joining from. Dio, Satria, Dharma. Doing good, bro. How are you? Indonesia, right? Interesting. Nice meeting you guys. And I hope you will enjoy the live stream. Although really started with a big mess. So this is again the first live stream, and it's gonna be a mess. Forgive me for that. Alright, so again, the same process: extrude, scale, and we'll get there. I would like to enable snapping to the vertices, and again press E to extrude upwards, and simply do the same thing. Alright, I think this is a bit wider, so let's move this down. Alright. Alright. Let's add a loop here, and another one here. Let's extrude this, and then scale it only on the X and Y axis. Yeah, so we get this one here. Good, I am a designer of Blender too. Yeah, that's amazing. Blender is, it's a useful software, especially it's a free one. So you don't need to bother with any subscription. Do you do modeling for ArcViz or architecture or InDesign? Because that's what I like as well. I do think this part is separate, so let's make it separate instead. Delete these faces. And that's down. All right. Extrude again, scale. Extrude, whoops. Sorry, motorcycle, I couldn't understand this. I don't know how to read Russian, sorry. Or maybe it's Ukrainian. Alright, I'm having trouble understanding this reference, so I'm just gonna check the other reference images here. It has a weird shape. Okay, let me just add the other images here. Could have used this one. Yeah, let's use this one to match the reference image. But all right. move this right here. Alright, it's a little bit blurry, but it will be enough. Alright. So, this is completely different than I thought. Just gonna move these down. Like so. Move this down. And scale this down. I assume we have some thing going on here that oh yeah, I think this is a separate port. Let's see, probably should be. Agree, and let's shift D, and then extrude this. L, P, and let's separate this. Add subsurf modifier, and let's add some edge loop, edge support, or let's shade smooth. Oops. Yeah, definitely need to save this as, let's make a new file. What was the name of this? Marshall 5. Okay. Marshall 5 fan. Oops. Alright, let's save this. Great. Let's move this up. Move this down. Let's add more edge loop support. And so on. Perfect. So again, I do think this part is a separate part, so I'm just gonna leave it and focus on the bottom here, like so. This up a bit and scale this. And scale this inside. Let's add subsurf modifier and add all the necessary edge loops. Does anyone have any question in the chat? Please don't hesitate. If you have any questions on modeling or anything that has to do with Blender, I would be happy to help you out. So all the top parts here, they do have, they are empty here inside, so I'm just gonna extrude by pressing E and scale it, extrude again, and I'm just gonna grid fill this, here the grid fill, and make sure the offset is correct, and I like it to be simple blending, So let's just inset this like so to add a edge loop support, and add another one here, and others here and there. Perfect. Oh, that was interesting. Scale this. Okay, so we certainly need edge loop support here. And another edge here. Like so. So the reason we add these edges is to, these loops, is to keep the edges sharp. For example here, if I move this close like so, now it's sharper, now it's even more sharp. And the same thing for the other parts. Alright. Not sure what's going on here. Alright. I would like to move this down a bit. Like so. Add an edge loop. Perfect. Let's move this down. Okay. Perfect. Add another edge loop here. And here. Alright. So now we are working on this part. Let's press E, scale, see again. Alright. Well, this is interesting. Let's see. So this is connected here. Alright. Press E. Scale again. Oopsie. I and E. Definitely need to move this to the left a little bit. And let's see. We have this shape here. I don't know how it looks exactly. Right. So let's extrude. And let's make this part a little bit thicker. Like so. And scale this. We do want to get rid of this angon. Let's turn this subsurf modifier off. Let's connect these. See. Great. Scale this down. Add a loop, edge loop here, and one. So it definitely does not look like this. Think I should I should move this down. Like so. Right. Alright, Dio Satria, are you a designer or just doing hobby? I'm not like a designer doing my own design. I remember when starting a 3D model, I liked to model cars, and I used to have my own car design. But now I do modeling. Basically, I work with some companies doing modeling, but only for like websites, low poly modeling basically. This is my work, but this, what I'm doing now, and live stream is like you said, maybe a hobby or sharing with people, and also learning more. And also I could sell these models on my website. Not I could, I will sell these, not sell, but they are free to download, and so on. But I do make a living from modeling, basically. All right. Let's start make the blades. So we had the one reference image that I download, I suppose. It's this one, yeah, perfect. All right, I'd like to rotate this down, and I do think they are the same. Dio Santra, you mean you are a programmer? No, not really. By programmer, what exactly do you mean? Do you mean like coding? If I understand this right, you mean coding like with JavaScript or C++ or any other programming language? So this part will be easy. I'm just gonna add a plane and just follow the dots, follow the edge. Or actually, let's merge all of these at center. Let's move this vertex here. Let me check the chat. Creating website, coding HTML and CSS. Yeah, I used to. I used to code. I used to try and make some web design. But I don't know. I think like 3D modeling is my thing. I did enjoy making websites. I never really finished or made a full website, because you have to. There are a lot of things in a website, and I basically tried to do everything. Then if you try to do everything at once, you would probably fail. You need to do one at a time. And I also like to do things from scratch. Like, I never really wanted to use any libraries or like Bootstrap or or SCSS. Yeah. Well, it's been a long time I did not do any website. Yeah, so now I'm just modeling. What about you? Do you do any web development? Alright, is that symmetry? I do think I need to rotate this a bit more. Like so. I'm using the proportional editing, so it makes things a bit easier. Not always. Alright. Perfect. Select everything and press F to fill. And actually, I do think this method is more common when you model for low poly models, but for high poly modeling, I think I should have done something else. No, let's connect like so. We connect these edges and these. What about these here? And like connecting these, and why not have another edge here? And probably connect this to this, just to have a better topology. Good. Yes, I did for government and trying to learn Blender. Interesting. That's good. Did you want to learn Blender to try to implement some things from Blender to websites? Because these days, a lot of people try to add 3D models on websites, like we see in Apple, what Apple did with their AirPod, I guess. Like a very interactive website. Looks cool and everything. Okay. Interesting. Let's add loops, shall we? Symmetry to the other side. Okay, so the edge flow is not, the faces are not following the right direction. And I don't like that. I want the faces to go this way. Let me connect these together. And add another edge loop here. Let's connect these with this. Move this and this. And I do think this would work. Perfect. Okay. So let's add the solidify modifier to add some thickness to the blades. Like so. And let's add a subsurf modifier, subdivision. Let's keep the subdivision modifier up, because we want to apply it first. And let's add one more. Let's shade some of this to look better. And add Go to smooth. Alright. So it looks very similar, but I do want to adjust this a bit. Great. Like so. And move this down. These edges are a bit close to each other and we don't want that. Let's add edge, move them apart and move this like so. I hope when I see you make a blender, it makes me more excited to do the same. Yeah, absolutely. If you're a beginner or if you're new to Blender, I really recommend you to check some videos. You know, of course, it's always good to practice. That's I really recommend you to, you know, don't just watch but practice as well. And yeah, it's good to see what other people use, like techniques. There are many different techniques to use in Blender. Different ways of modeling, whether it's low poly, high poly, whether it's for games or for movies or for architecture, visualization, and so on. Yeah, and it's really important to stay motivated. Otherwise, you will give up, and yeah, that's not what you want to do. Right, I see holes here, so let's make these. Let's see. I'll definitely add a loop here. Let's see through. Perfect. All right. Let's add another one and another one here. Perfect. Adding circles or holes like these in a plane surface is really easy. But when you have a curve like this and you wanna add a circle hole in it, it's gonna be very challenging. Thankfully, that's not the case here. So let's move this apart. I do want to disable our proportional editing. Move this down. Press I to insert and make it a circle. To make it a circle, just go to Loop Tools and Shift Alt D. I added this shortcut. Just click circle. So rotate this, align it correctly, and move this. So just add symmetry, and we are good to go. Move this up a bit, and do the same thing here. Press I to insert, and Alt D to circle to make it circle. Press I again, so because we need these loops, the edge loops. Let's delete these faces and the others as well. But before I do so, let's scale this. Press I one more time. Delete the faces. Symmetry. Right, perfect. I do think we should move this down since we want to have. Actually, let's check the thickness of this. How thick is it? Our blade is very thin from my perspective. Yeah, let's make it double the thickness. 5 here. I do think this is good enough. You can always change this later. Six, agree. Let's apply the solidify modifier, hovering over it and press Ctrl A, or just apply. Oh, we should be in the object mode. Apply. Now we can add more edges here to support the geometry, because we want these to be sharp. Amazing. Oh yeah, inside here as well. If I disable this, we want to make sure we have edge loop here and edge loop here. Great. Oh, let's add symmetry. Why not? Alright. Looks good from my perspective, except we have some issues here. We have some extra edges, so I do want to weld these together. This should solve the issue. Yeah. Okay, now topology is good. Perfect. Probably not here, so let's add some support loops probably. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Oops. So after I added symmetry, this circle got smaller. So let's fix that. Select this edge loop, Alt Shift D to make it a perfect circle. Let's remove these. Yeah. Alright. So now it's a perfect circle. So add these edge loops. And again, the next time add symmetry, I don't think we're gonna have any issues. Right, good. So I do want to copy these to the other, because we have 5. So to add these 5s, I'm just gonna use array. So let me just press Q and search for the array. There you go. Move this up, add 5, because that's the amount we have. And we need to disable this. And let's enable object offset. This way we can use a empty, and this empty will be okay. So the first thing, I should press Ctrl A and apply all transform for this blade. And here in the top view, let's rotate 72 degrees, because if you divide 360 by 5, you get 72. Alright. So now we have all the blades. Another thing here, you can see this part is also, we have 5 of them, so we don't want to model each one individually, so we just need to copy them. But I can't really see whether this metal is welded to this and what we have on the top. Let's see, probably this one. Yeah, there you go. This part is, I think, welded. Or, yeah, definitely welded. What about the, oh, this part is like so. Let me see probably other reference images. I'm not sure about this part. Let me check some other reference images. Let's see. Alright, so I can't really tell what's going on here. So I do think this part is just, think it's glued, not glued, but with screws, I guess it's welded together. This part is very interesting, so let's make that. Yeah. So let's select these faces, Shift D, scale on the Z axis. And let's see, press E, scale inwards. Let's make this part separate, and let's add support loops, and oopsie, here as well. Alright, so we'll make this part here. Let's see, yeah, here looks way better. So it's basically just a piece of metal. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's make that. Select this face, Shift D, press P, separate this. Wait a moment. Like this. Like so. Okay, let me just extrude this. Disable that. Alright. How wide is this? Well, I think I need to rely on my own interpretation. Yep, let's make it wide enough. Oh, I think wide enough until it fits these screws, I suppose. And these were really unnecessary because they ain't gonna be visible, but that's fine. We already made it. Yeah, I do want to adjust the height of these. Let's move this up. I think they are just about here. I think, yeah. And this metal part starts, it's a bit smaller, and yeah, comes out here, and let's bevel it. Bevel, oops. So I do think we have, yeah. So we need to invert these faces, and A, Shift N to invert the faces or normals as well. Let's bevel this. Should be enough beveling. Let's add some support loops here and here as well. So yeah, this piece of metal has is very thin, but it got some thickness. So let's do that. Let's give it some thickness. Add the solidify modifier. There you go. And probably want to check this even thickness. So as you can see, it has a lines bow. And yeah. The next thing though is to I do think we can do it manually. Yeah, let's just do it manually. It's alright to do it manually. Alright. And symmetry. Let's move this even further. And let's see what we have here. Alright. Cool. I'm not sure whether it's even wide or not, but I think it's enough. Yeah, it's enough for the beginning. Okay. This part is a bit, yeah. So we should move this up a little bit. So let's remove everything here. Move this up. Move this. Select these edge loops. This inside. And now let's bevel. And I definitely think this is good enough. Let's add another edge loop here. And now we should apply the solidify modifier. Let's make it a bit thinner, 0.007 probably, or you can change it later, 0.15. Oh, that's a bit too much. I apply solidify modifier and let's see what we can adjust here. Alright. Let's flatten this out. Flat. To do this, I think, can we find it? Yeah, here in the loop tools. It's a extra add-on. It comes by default with Blender, so don't have to download anything. Just go to add-ons and enable it. Looks cool. Another thing to do is I noticed that the it's a bit thinner than there. Here it's thicker and here it's a bit thinner. So let's add edge loops here, support loops, and just add symmetry because I don't want to repeat this, and so on. Let's apply the subdivision modifier. Let's make this part sharper, like so. Perfect. We do want to add screws. Let's add it later. Okay. Let's move this down. The z-axis. Perfect. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we basically want to do the same what we did to the blades, and that is that we want to rotate it, duplicate it in a, what do we call it, radial array or something. So the first thing is I want the origin to be in the center. So I think it is already, but let's confirm this by pressing Ctrl A and all transforms. Now I can get the modifier from this one. Here, just say copy to selected, and there you go, we have it right here. Great. I do notice that the blades are rotated a little bit, but that's a thing that we can do later, so we don't get confused after. For example, if you want to change something, don't get any confusion. All right. Let's add this part, and think we are almost 1 hour in the live stream. Think I will end it after I do this part. This is interesting. All right. Alright, I will start with a circle. Let's move the vertices down. Last a little bit. Let's add a circle, and let's add how much? 64 would be fine. Scale this down. Shift D to duplicate and move this down, like so, and duplicate again. Perfect. Now what? How many of these do we have? Let's try and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 of these, and let's make one and just duplicate it. I'll make this one since it's the closest to the edge. So what I will do is just go here on the side, duplicate one vertex, and it's here. Press E to extrude. Just follow the path. I don't know exactly how I should end this, but it looks good for me. So to duplicate this, or before actually I do so, let me just confirm whether it is good enough. So what I want to do is convert this mesh into a curve. Now we have a curve. So the good thing about curves is that you can give it some geometry. Here in the bevel, round, and in the depth, just give it a little bit of depth. And reduce this, since we're gonna add later on a subsurf modifier. And let's make it shade smooth. Let's see. I want to make sure it is connected to these. This up. This way. I'm just going to delete this vertex. Alright. I do think it's good. Maybe move this down. Scale this a bit. Alright, perfect, perfect. Great. Alright, now let's duplicate this. So let's say I want to duplicate this part, but in a rotation, and I want to rotate around this cursor. So let's enable the cursor here and also cursor here for, and now when I rotates around the cursor. That's exactly what we are looking for. We have 5 of these, so just press L to make sure I'm selecting this. Shift D to duplicate, and then R, and just type 72, and then enter to confirm, and then Shift R to do the rest, and there you go. Very easy. We do have something here, a cylinder or something. Or maybe it's, yeah, I think it's a part of the rest. Let's see. Oh, we do have another tube circle there. I didn't see that. Press L, Shift D, and I'll scale this down. As you can see, we still have the rotation to the cursor, and also scales there. That might be annoying a little bit, but let's focus on what we are doing here. Is it on the top? No, I think it's on the bottom. So it's under this, I suppose. Like so. Let's see. Let's move this down a bit. So. And there you go. Let's make this part cylinder. How can we add this? So as we finish with this one, let's hide this, and perfect. Oops. Alright. Just gonna select all these faces, Shift D to duplicate, oops. Shift D to duplicate, P to separate this part, and the object mode selected, and select everything. A. Just take it back to global and median. Scale Z, like so, and press E to extrude, and just scale this out. Add support loops wherever you need sharp edges. Inside as well. There you go. Let's move this part up a little bit, because that's how the shape is, I think, from my own interpretation. And there you go. So I do think we just leave it here, even though we're almost done. I am a bit busy, so I'm just gonna end the live stream right now. Take care, everyone. Thank you again for joining and taking the time to watch my video. I hope you learned something new and so on. So take care, everyone.